All right, what is good, everybody? Welcome to the Spiritual War Room. We're here to do another celebrity reading. We're doing an update on the whole Danny Masterson, Ashton Kutcher thing that's going on. Ashton Kutcher resigned from his position in an organization that fights against child trafficking. So I wanted to look into, if you watched the Danny Masterson Ashton Scientology video that I posted recently, it says a little bit about what Ashton was hiding. So we're going to look into this whole reading is about Ashton and why he resigned from that position. Okay, guys, before we jump into this, don't forget to show me some love, like, share, subscribe. Remember, guys, sending me love and support only means you're going to get that same energy back to you. All right, guys, so we are going to start by we're just going to pull cards and see what comes out surrounding Ashton Kutcher and his resignation. What do the cards want to tell us about Ashton Kutcher and his resignation? He had a choice to make. Because whatever he had to make, he had a decision. A decision had to be made, because he knew that whatever the justice system would find out could destroy his family. While I think with the Four of Wands, the Six of Cups, and the Nine of Cups, I'm almost getting whatever he did, he really wanted to protect his family. He knows judgment's going to be called on this situation. It could have... There's something about the way prison. Somebody could have gotten locked up. But what's the Queen of Pentacles? Let's see what the Queen of Pentacles is. I keep being drawn to say this is Mila. Okay, from the Page of Dice to the Queen of Pentacles. So, something about the way he behaved with his wife when she was young. Page of Dice. She's the Queen of Pentacles now, but at one point she was young and naive, and there was some kind of betrayal, some kind of hurt that he caused. What is this hurt that he caused? Kind of spokes. He caused a lot of burdens. This is a secret. He caused a lot of burdens. Queen of Pentacles, again, I wanted to say that was Mila. So behind the scenes, they both could be, trying to put on the image that they're happy. Maybe her. maybe she's going through a lot, because now that all this stuff is kind of coming to the surface, everything with Danny and Ashton's past, now that she's older, she might be reflecting back when she was younger, less experienced and more naive, and how people around her took advantage of her. She's... Knight of Strands. It's almost like they held it against her, like there's something that they were holding over her. Like, you would give it up to everybody. Something like that. You know, they held some kind of power over her to break her. Maybe these are things that were done behind the scenes. 8 of Scoops. They returned, like they came back together, remember? They came back together. So this is Ashton and Mila. They came back together. They got married, obviously. But it still isn't just, it's not going anywhere. Tower. Remember, she's putting on the front that everything's good. We're a happy family. But there's a lot of stress and burdens, and that's what's hidden. This relationship hasn't been healthy. Isn't healthy. He's trying to make something right because of what he did. He knows that he could probably go to jail for this. And like this Queen of Dice, Queen of Pentacles. There's if this isn't Mila, this is someone who has the power to call judgment on Ashton for the devilish things that he has done. It's this feminine energy, this Queen of Dice. If it's not Mila, it's someone else. But Mila's in, yeah, oh my God, look at that. Mila's in this place right now where she's reflecting on everything from the past. And she's feeling betrayed right now. That's the truth, Spirit says. She's following the clues. Oh my God. And something about a death. I keep hearing death in Toronto, death in Toronto. A death in Toronto. She knows this information. She knows the truth. Judgment came out twice, yo. The Tower. Spirit says that's the truth. Death in Toronto. What is that about? What is that about? I'm hearing Constantine again, trying to buy your way into heaven. Okay. So what the... Oh my God. What is this? Okay. She knows the truth about a group. Monsters. Six of Scoops. These were friends, people that she, you know, the Knight of Dice. This is a group, friends, her friends, who are monsters. The World and 5 of Dice. It's like young, something about young innocence, like young and innocent. There was some kind of, the 5 of Dice is like isolating someone and committing like a violent act against them. Somebody who trusted them. The way he's handing out this ice cream, it's almost like, hey, you know, like a little kid trying to lure them in with ice cream or candy. Yeah, but it wasn't what they thought it was going to be. These people are monsters. This group. That's what this death is. Something from the past. A path he took way back when that ended up in a death. The justice system is gonna see this at some point. And so Ashton is trying to find a way to protect his wife before the possibility of him getting locked up. There's a lot of heartache because as this is starting to come out and get exposed, Mila's starting to put the pieces together of how they ran their game not only on her but on other people. Somebody even lost their life. So she's reflecting and putting those pieces back together. He is trying to, again, I'm Constantine, like, you know, when Gabriel was telling him, you're trying to buy your way into heaven, but you fucked up because of the life you took. No. He did it to himself. That's what I'm hearing. He did it to himself. Because of the life he took, he pretty much did himself in. Now he's trying to buy himself his way back into heaven, into God's good graces, by saving other children. And he's trying to fix the harm that he did to his wife. He knows judgment's here. He knows it. Wow. Two of dice. He's looking at his options. He's trying to find a way. Like, even I'm getting contracts, maybe wills, contracts, financial stuff. He's trying to get all that figured out, where he can leave it to his wife yeah, he has a lot going on. He's trying to do this kind of secretly, so people, like the authorities, won't hold on to his money. Because, like, I don't know how many kids he has, but it's like he has to give to his different children. Knight of Spokes. That kind of looks like him. You know, I'm getting kind of like this annoyance with his friend. I'm almost getting kind of like, you know, if this hadn't happened to him, this, you know, all our lives wouldn't be coming out and being exposed. There could be some arguing between him and Mila about, like, how are we gonna get out of this? How are we gonna tell our kids, you know, all this stuff about what you did in the past and how you treated me? Because that's gonna come out. Spirit says that's the truth. All these clues are going to be led back to the Emperor, and which is Ashton, and all the group of people who committed this crime against this person in Toronto. But because they have money, they have connections, they were able to get out of this. They were able to lay low and get out of this. And like, it just disappeared. Those charges never took off. It just poof, vanished. Because they have money, because they have connections. He knows, like, he's getting backed into a corner, and he knows time's up for him. So he's trying to find a way to get his money safe so they don't take it or something like that. I don't know how that works. I don't know if they can do that, but yeah, guys, it looks like he is under a lot of stress right now, trying to clean up this mess that he finds himself in. He resigned because he knows that he's going to get taken down. He knows it. He knows it. He knows he didn't have respect for women. He did this to multiple women. He was abundant, you know, he was wealthy, good looking, single. So when he was single and wealthy and doing great, right, with the Wheel of Fortune, 9 of Pentacles, this is looking good, feeling good. You have money. There's nothing, you know, it's party all the time, right? So you have money, you have drugs, alcohol, women. They feel like they can, you know, fuck whoever they want, right? They have no respect for women. They, you know, they don't care about their age. Again, I'm hearing blow the whistle. They came with Dre. They don't need ID. So they didn't care about their age. That wasn't an issue because of who they are. But Spirit says all that the party has to come to an end at some point, right? And the party could be losing finances, being abandoned by the people who once supported you. So, yeah, that's what's happening right now with Ashton Kutcher. He's trying to really do damage control. So he steps down because he knows he's going to be taken down, and he wants it to be as, you know, he doesn't want people to know what's happening. So he's trying to act like everything's cool. We're trying to do what's best for everybody, but really it's strategy on trying to find a way to look good, or trying to clean up his image before all this shit hits the fan and he's in court. Look at the work I've done. My insensitive comments, you know, in support of Danny Masterson. And you know what, guys? I don't completely fault him, because if this is a friend, a longtime friend, if it's your longtime friend and he knew what they were doing back then, so he knew what he was defending. I want to try and, you know, try to see the good side, maybe a good side in all of this, but I mean, Ashton was involved in this, and so he knew what Danny was capable of. So if these accusations came out and he was actually charged and convicted and sentenced because of these crimes, I mean, he knew, so. And in knowing that, he also knew his time was almost here. He's trying to strategically try to make it look like everything's cool, everything's fine, everything, we're just trying to do what's best in everybody because we love everybody. They're trying to, you know, he's trying to come off very sweet, innocent, and, you know, it's really just to clean up his image before he possibly has to go to court. And Spirit says that's the truth. This is going to be really, it's going to be really hard for his family, his kids. Money could get tight, or yeah, Tower. Jeez. It's going to be difficult for his family. It is. It's going to hit his children hard. To know why was it gonna hurt? What was it that was gonna be hard on the kids? It's probably finding out what had happened to it was a sexual thing. It was a sexual thing. They could have paid, like, yeah, they're getting caught. They could have paid, like, this could have been a prostitute. You know? Could have been a prostitute, and they're like, you know. It was a prostitute. Nobody's gonna miss that person. And again, I'm going back to the group, the Night of Dice. Is it the Night of Dice, I think? There's a group. I keep hearing it, man. I keep hearing some kind of like gangbang, something like that. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's like we're bonded together by our secret. Our brotherhood or something like that. Yeah, if one goes down, we all go down, and one of them went down. Yo, it was the whole group is gonna go down. The whole group is gonna go down. One goes down, they all go down. They were bound together in this, and because Danny Masterson went down, the rest of them are gonna go down. And yeah, man. This is crazy. Again, it could have been a prostitute that they hired. Oh man, this is crazy. They try to block that message from ever getting out. Now, everybody's getting a big cup of hot tea, man, when it comes to Ashton. Oh my goodness. This is some crazy shit, man. Okay, let's get final cards. Let's get final messages. Final messages surrounding Ashton Kutcher. What are final messages? Let's look at this deck. What are the final messages about Ashton Kutcher? Final messages. Ten of Strands. King of Strands. Okay. Wow. Look, she is trying to communicate with her son, right? She's trying to communicate. She's trying to get a message, or she's trying to understand the message. I'm getting the King of Strands as Ashton, like he positioned himself to be a leader, an advocate, the voice of the unheard. But they were hiding the voices of the unheard. They suppressed it, they hid it because they had money, because he was the perpetrator. He victimized another person. And instead of, if he really wanted to be an advocate for the vulnerable, he should have cleaned up his own mess first before taking that on. He thought it was going to just erase everything. I mean, God will forgive, but you have to confess your sins. Once all this is out in the open, then he can move forward. Because people do change. People do try to become better people. But it's like, if you're hiding from who you really are, that darkness in you, and not facing the monsters that, the demons of the past, you're going to continue to be that monster because you haven't exorcised those demons. They still live within you because you keep them bottled up. You don't confess this to anyone. God requires accountability for everybody. So even though God forgives, even though God gives second chances, accountability still has to be taken. So this is something it's going to be a hard road for Ashton and those around him who love him. It's going to be difficult. But this is God purifying people by exposing the darkness. It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for a lot of people, and when they're the ones having to go through their truth being brought to light, and this is being done very publicly. So it's got to be tough, not just for him and his wife, but for his children. And this is Spirit saying, you can't position yourself as a leader, as an authority, when you have victimized in the past and never took accountability for that. There's still monsters in you that need to be cleaned out. So that's what Spirit says about Ashton Kutcher. That's why he's going through all this right now, is because I've said this before many times, that anything that's built on lies and anything that is fake, phony, all that shit is going to come crashing down. So if you're not real, if you're just faking the funk and acting like you're real, trying to play up to the part that you're a real one, but you're really not, God's going to expose you. It doesn't have to happen today or tomorrow. It can happen in a month, in a year, and in 5 years. You just never know. So it's always a good idea to try and keep your closet as clean as possible, as organized as possible, because we all have shit in our past. But if your shit is in order in your closet and somebody brings something up from your past, you can say, oh yeah, I have that box right here. Let's pull that out and let's take a look at that. Understanding why you did things, taking responsibility for your toxic behaviors, and making the necessary changes to that you need to walk a straight path, man. And a lot of people, they just have so much shit in their closet they don't even want to open it up because of everything that's going to avalanche out of there. That's why you have to have everything organized, so nobody can use your past against you, because you've gone through it, you understand it, you know where it is, you know where you are, you understand yourself by having everything in your closet figured out. That I'm not saying people aren't going to have things from their past. Everybody does. It matters to God how you've dealt with it and how you have addressed the, your toxicity, whatever demons you have hiding in there. God gives you the free will to do with that as you will. You can hide it or you can fight it. You can organize it, understand it, and finally put it away. And nobody can ever throw that in your face again. But this, Ashton, is going to be a really hard one to get out of, man. Consequences are severe for this one. So, yeah, guys. Is Ashton remorseful? Is Ashton remorseful? Wow. I think he's remorseful of how he's treated his wife in the past. Spirit says that's the truth. His family, because maybe he felt like he could finally be him, and it's like he sabotaged it before it really even got going. Something about, like, man, I feel like he feels guilty for treating his wife back then like a pass around, man. It's like everyone piled up on her. She thought she was having a good time, but she didn't realize she was in danger. All that shit went on behind closed doors. That's what he feels the most remorse for, is shit. Yeah, that he was a monster to his own wife. He's remorseful about his death because he knows he's about to get caught up. Everything in his world is starting to crumble down. The work that he was doing with children. Wow. Everything around him is crumbling. Judgment. Judgment's coming for him. Judgment's coming for him. Damn, guys. That's what I have in regards to Ashton Kutcher and his resignation. I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to check out the description box. There's information down below, so you can contact me if you ever want to schedule your own personals. Okay, guys? But if not, and this is where I leave you, have a good one, guys.